Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Great welcome for those who have just arrived. I think this is the moment where we going to bring you great speakers. They are from Malaysia, from Indonesia, and from Singapore. Alright, you will never get a better person than these people because they not only come to share with you something about technology, but they're going to give you something for you to think about. What is our future? Everyone talk about the need to be ready, but the question is, are we ready? We are all experts, but are we an expert or none? If we are an expert or none, we are still having zero expertise. So let's not wait. I'm going to give each and every one of the speakers 10 minutes. And all of you must prepare with questions. Give them a hard time. Give them the hard time and give them the right questions because they are future leaders. If they cannot answer your question, then you know our future is bleak. So this is my challenge to them. I said, don't make me as a host for your panel. You'll be in trouble. Alright, so I know they all have got all the answers that you are all asking, but the most important thing, they are sharing you with something from their heart. So let's listen to Pak Anta first, your presentation, and what is it they're going to share with us?
Okay, thank you very much, listeners. I think now, I don't know, I'm so struggling now because it's a lot of burden now. So let's go to my slide. So yeah, my name is Ibide Putrama Deshanta. I'm from Bali, Indonesia. So it's called me Anta. I am on the trust industry. We developing blockchain technology for cyber trust, cyber security, and today I will share about cognitive sustainability. So the one thing is about nowadays there is a big shift on our efficiency, effectivity of working because of the one technology that maybe all of you, most of us didn't know, like last year because of ChatGPT is making it move so fast. And basically this technology is not new. This is old technology, just got a killer app that called GPT, the result. So let's go next. So the one thing is, this is the shift of efficiency. People know that it's AI 1, AI 2, AI everything, but have you imagined what is inside of the AI? Is it real? AI doing the thinking, or maybe some developers just typed it for you? We don't know. Is it real that AI is coming to our country? It is serving our culture, or they are having espionage something? We don't know. Because AI now is a black box. So this is our anxiety. The problems now is the risk. If we want to go to move faster, if we are move slow, we're checking everything before they come in, our organization will be obsolete. No one will trust us. But if we move too fast, we have a reputation that can be suicide. So we need to find a very middle ground that how we can implementing AI right. And now it's some problems, it's a lot of problems about the ethics and everything, including on the art space, the intellectual property of AI, how it should be. Is it I making a video from AI and then the video is belong to me or it's belong to the developers? So there's also a lot of problems. Next. So AI is need conscience. The one thing, if we're talking about sustainability, about water, about air, about soil, there's a lot of sustainability framework. But how about our intellectuality? our cognitive, the AI itself, it needs also sustainability. So we need a framework, how we do it, how to avert AI. So AI is a new technology that giving us extended ability. It's not being our enemy in the future. It's not like Terminator. So this is what we are talking about. Next. So if we are learning about how the universe, how the world, how nature creating a mechanisms of protecting and growth, we can learn from DNA. The DNA has served two things. The first one is growth. DNA provides us a blueprint of ourselves. The growth. We know how it looks like and everything, but it's also creating a prevention. Our nose will not be grown a lot. Our tall, our height will not go unlimited. They have DNA to do that. They're creating the mechanism to grow and to habitants to make sure that our cell is not malignant. So it seems like AI. So what is the DNA of AI? Because AI is code. AI is everything is code on the computer. So it's supposed to be the code is the DNA of AI. And I want to explain you about blockchain. Blockchain is the perspective of blockchain is code is law. So if we can put in code on AI DNA, we can prevent AI to do something malignant. So this is the idea of cognitive sustainability. We must see that the technology is not, we are not serving the technology is serving us. So this is how it looks supposed to be. Next. So because of that, we change it from the black box of AI be a glass box. We know what is going on inside of the AI. We can prove the AI is right and everything. We can say that if we use for the people, we can use with our students. We know that AI is not giving our student something as hallucinating. We know that how AI can giving us like, if the AI is supposed to be our tutors, so the AI will not asking where do you live. So this is what I want, like preventing that happening by using blockchain or code as the DNA. So this is what we are creating. So the paradigm shift is the vendors. We now is focused on the vendors. Oh, I'm developing AI, so we need to trust you. Really? Do you trust Google or other AI developers? Maybe, but it came again with the same problem. Trust me. So every time you come to your meeting and say, where are you? Oh, trust me, I'm on the way. Is it really? Share your live location. They are still in their house. So this is not about trust me anymore. This is about the next futures of our digital ecosystem. We call verify me. So what we are explaining is to putting AI to be sustainable, we need to make sure that there is a mechanism to verify what is inside of the AI brain. AI is different than a program that we have now. They can think with themselves, they can creating the models, they can creating the patterns. To make sure that if we're asking AI how to save humanity, how to make sustainable planet, the AI will not back again, kill all the human. This is what we are thinking. So next. Okay, so the mechanism that we prevent is, we giving the first is AI need an identity. So every time I come to your country, to Indonesia, to Malaysia, to Singapore, it's need to be sure, because AI developing globally, but it's produce or it's operate jurisdiction. So we need to make sure that this AI is coming to our country, we know what is coming. So AI, if I say AI is a digital human or human, it's need a visa or passport. So the first thing is creating identity for the AI. We have a technology that called decentralized identifiers that we are now testing it for this. The second one is permission, the human in loop. If you have a kids, if you want to learn about AI and asking the kids to learn about AI, do you believe that it's leaving the kids with AI alone is good? Because one thing we need to know is the AI sometimes creating hallucination. They don't have a heart. They're just talking logic, and whatever that we asking, they will answer. What if your kids asking something that is even unacceptable with our culture? It's not for them to asking it now. Like for example, where is the baby come from? And the AI is telling them where the baby came from. What do you think they were talking about? Do you really want to tell to 5 years old where the baby come from? So biologically, no. So this is what it's called talking about, the permission. So when we're moving, when you log in, it's not like all or nothing, but we're creating the contextual permission. You define the boundaries once, and then it will be binding forever. Next. The next mechanism is the truth ledger. So every time interaction, every time that they want making a decision, it will be recording on blockchain, and it's our truth ledgers. We know what is going on inside. There's none, there's immutable, cannot be deleted, cannot be edited, and this is how we know it's the models, it is serve their purpose or not. Next. So we already trying using blockchain as the proving on certain of applications, including the Sustainix. But we are using the Sustainix is on the scope of traceable waste. But we can prove it also for the next thing is like shifting it from the proof of traceable waste to proof of our cognitive, how it's proved and how we can make sure that our interaction with AI is right. Next. So the pivot is verifying the cognitive word. So whatever that we are doing with AI is basically asset. Everything is asset. We say that, Daniel said it's like the waste is the asset for us. So it's also whatever that we speak with AI is an asset. The one thing is now is happening and have a problem in Indonesia, but not only in Indonesia, I mean all over the world, is about the generative AI on art. On academic, when you are writing your thesis with AI, which is it AI doing your thesis or you are doing the thesis? Remember, AI is a tool. So it's basically this is type of problems. So by using the perspective of shifting the perspective, there is AI is a tool, then we need to make sure that every single prompt that we put in is recorded, and what is the report, we can define how many human factors is inside of the creation. And that will define, is it an IP, it's belong to the human, or it's basically not. So this is what we're talking about. Next. So why does it matter to us? What does matter to you? The one thing, using blockchain or code is law and putting as a DNA of the AI, we have the mechanism we call it kill switch. We can kill the AI if AI creating hallucinations more. We can freeze them by doing that. And the next one is it's also a regulatory shield. The next problem is about personal data protection. Indonesia has PDP law, Singapore also has it, Malaysia also has it. It's basically the next features is AI is a ground zero for all of our data. So if we are not protecting ourselves without exposing ourselves, so we need to take that. So blockchain and how we call it the cognitive sustainability, we can do that with blockchain. We already do it in Indonesia. The next one is brand equity. The problem now in digital is trust. Trust is expensive. So if you are know that what you are doing and everything is transparent, you are basically building your brand. We call trust. Next. The next. So this is what we are offering you, that since Sustainability Network is the network that we have now here, and I'm so glad that I'm having here, we want to creating a pilot thing, how we can creating the mechanisms of, we call it the cognitive sustainability, the AI protection, to make sure that we are not lost our human value. Because AI is a tool. It seems like Microsoft Word, it seems like everything, but this tool can think. This is the different thing. So we make sure that we are not lost our humanity, our intelligence, because we are using AI. Because when we are doing that, we lost our intelligence and we are not human anymore. We are serving them and making them even better than us. So there's a speech. Thank you.
Just to share with you, Anta shared a very important project in Indonesia called free lunch. They have opened 350. They have opened 70,000 kitchens where they're going to have zero waste. And the kitchen will have a track record of the blockchain. So all waste in Indonesia will be captured. 70,000 kitchens will feed people, therefore no one is going to go hungry. So does Malaysia has such a plan, while Indonesia is leading the way. So waste management is not about putting sampah or collecting rubbish from the beach. Waste management is about asset. What did you keep to give back to people? Alright? So there's more, if you want to know more, how 70,000 kitchen is going to be transforming Indonesia. 2 of the kitchen is under Pak Anta, and he has already put it on blockchain. So we all need to learn from each other how waste management become wealth. And that is part of what we are doing. Look at projects that can really give back to people and planet, not just about technology. All right, next, we have our champion from Malaysia, Mr. Faizal. Mr. Faizal from Telecom Malaysia background has always been strong in promoting a lot of the bandwidth in those days. But bandwidth is nothing without content. Now in the AI world, what is it that you need to transform? Which industry is going to be the biggest impact when it comes to AI? So with that, Faizal, I give you the floor, and please convince the people here, each and every one of them, they should not leave behind AI.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Noor. Thank you, Sasnek. Thank you, everyone. Saya daripada Malaysia. So, your fellow mission, it's great to represent the country. Tapi asal saya daripada Kuching, Sarawak. I've been here for 25 years. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Early days, I started in Telecom Malaysia, and I decided to build my own company called AGN Game, and we have grown ever since from probably 3%, see from my brother at that time, to near 1,000 technologies, and we have grown widely in UK, in Arab, and we just opened up our latest branch in Spain. But we are luckily homegrown. We are like Kraf once upon a time. We started here, but the journey is a bit tough, so we had to go UK and Middle East. We got supported, and we grew our wealth during COVID. It's a blessing in disguise to us, because digital transformation is widely happening. And I'm a software engineer by discipline. Okay, Dr. Kompleks, I will try not to be too technical on AI, but it is a very important move. It is a in thing. If you live, or you, like what Dr. mentioned tadi, kalau you are not in the wave, you will be left behind. I promise you I'll try to explain the reason why. Okay, next. Okay, can I just stand here? Right? I like to walk. I feel like Apple keynote, and this is the first talk of the year for myself and AGN. So ladies and gentlemen, you get to see here, AI is no more an experimental. It's become an economic infrastructure. So it is by nature technology, but it is a culture that we need to inculcate, because it covers everything from people, process, and technology. If you get to see here, right, every organization will be AI enabled. I will explain to you a bit later in very layman term. And if not, you become irrelevant. It's the same like in the early 2000s, or early 90s, right? If you are not embarked into the World Wide Web, you'll be left behind. So same thing, right? And it's not just for big corporations, it's also for kakak-kakak yang menjual all these local products. Trust me, you will need to use AI technology to spur your business more. And I do not underestimate them. Memang kakak-kakak ni lebih advanced. Yeah, really, really advanced. And I've seen myself. Right? So the best we can, we try to harmonize. We try to make AI for everyone, inshallah. So AI is shaping everything, ladies and gentlemen. It reshapes the cost structure, the productivity, and competitiveness. Even your new business model, regardless of what your business, AI literally can help you to kind of like make it less complex. Tetapi I never believe when people say AI will replace human being. I do not think it will happen in another 200 years from now, unless we come to the stage of Terminator, right? Where Skynet controls everything. It will one day, but not tomorrow. So do not worry. So AI, you have to understand the concept of master and slave. We are the master, and AI is just a tool. It's a slave. Tapi kadang-kadang saya sakit hati tengok budak-budak universiti ni. When they use AI, dia tak smart. Dia ambil and just copy and send to the professor. Of course, the lecturer will be pissed off, right? Contoh, when you write an email, right, using AI, the first thing I will notify is like two things. Number one, I hope you are well. You understand? I hope you are well. Tolonglah buang benda tu. Not too AI-centric, right? So you become the slave, not the master. Ataupun of the whole paragraph, there are bolts and then there are dash kan. Buanglah. Put aside that thing, be more creative, right? And it helps you to actually structureize your mind. Because it's the same thing. If you ask, I have like almost 1,000 people, right? If I ask 25 of my engineers come back to me with an analysis, the same thing as I ask my AI agents, right? It is less cost effective actually if I use AI to do so, right? Okay, next. So you get to see, when I frame this whole thing into AI economy. I've been advising the government as well, state government, federal government. I've been invited a lot in that session, and also I do talks on TV and all on technology. So you get to see where business, education, and AI will converge, right? But talk about technology last, because this part of the world, I think negara kita need to be more ready beyond hype. Maksudnya, AI is not cheap. It's very expensive service offering. The cost to serve of AI is a lot. If you really do AI, that's why bila ada yang mengatakan want to do LLM, want to do this, I tell you, Sam Altman, right? Sam Altman, the owner of OpenAI, he's cracking his head up how to cope up with the day-to-day cost to serve in driving AI. So here we are, want to do all, you have to do and be realistic. I always talk about real thing with data. I'm passionate about data. Some people call me data junkie. I made my living through data as a datapreneur. I'm a big fan of Tony Stark, Iron Man. I mean, the guy is I think dia wujud lah. Tony Stark wujud. Every country we have is on Tony Stark. Right? Okay, so how value created, how decisions are made, and how customers are engaged. To those who are doing business, especially on sustainability, I think with AI, sustainability is a must and given. But how do we coin it towards that? Like our fellow panelists here is doing all these kitchen businesses, right? Solidify the whole thing and then streamline everything. And I bet, of course, blockchain is one of the technology to inculcate, but AI will make it faster. I would think so, right? But he will not talk about the technology too much. We'll talk about how you manage the waste out of all those 7,000 whatever numbers of kitchens. That's very good needs. It's a very good use case. I would like to talk more on that. Okay, next. So practical applications you get to see. We must build technology platform for that. That one you can leave it to people like us, right? And then you must use AI to do simulation. Simple simulation like came from Sarawak, right? We have our A module, right? We have our new airline. I think the price is a bit too expensive. Maybe use AI to study what is the right business model. I'm just giving some example of that. Okay? I thought it was okay, now macam mana nak balik kampung. I thought I can use my own airline, but I think I'll stick to MS and Asia for now until that is okay, right? But it's work in progress. I'm happy for the state having all this. Right? Next, predictive models. This is why we wanted, especially on the climate change, right? So kita ada data from maths, from a lot of jabatan, right? All we need to do is put everything into one platform and start analyzing. But what really interests me is how do you monetize that particular data, right? How do you make money from that particular data? There's a methodology to do that. Then data will be very sexy. Next. Okay, where AI already work best, right? So you heard about data center, right? There's a lot of data center, especially in Johor. There's a lot growing. But have you heard of green data center? Green data center. That is a must because it consumes a lot of power and a lot of other resources. So I think vendors moving forward like us, we must be ESG compliant, right? So that we stay relevant to the sustainable. And then decision making, forecasting. I mean, all these are not new. It's just phrases of words, but you need to do. However, how to start? You must start with the business pain points, right? You identify what is your problem that you are facing as far as your business is concerned. Then only you talk about what technology can actually help you to solve that. Because if we talk about technology first, which we always do, then the cost to serve will be high. And jawapan kepada saya, Encik Bazar, sorry, not this year, tak ada budget. Of course, tak ada budget because it was not being prepared, right? So you need to work together, we need to work together more with the government and prepare in the long run a proper roadmap. But I remind it again, if there's any representative from government here, the cost to serve for AI is not cheap, it is realistically high. And it doesn't really solve in terms of cost reduction. It goes into efficiency. So you need to understand the whole value chain. Then only, you cannot say like, okay, I remove 26 people and I just use one robot and that's thing. It doesn't work that way. You're gonna fail. Trust me. I've built a lot for the government. Okay, next. A little bit more. Execution is very important, right? So most AI project pilot fail. They don't go mainstream. Why? Because they do not go into the business case or the real use case. You don't identify what is the use case you want to solve. Sebagai contoh, I help the state using my AI technology to fasten the land application. Land application kat pejabat tanah. So when using my technology, the land application will be faster and more accurate, and the state makes money from the land purchase. And we take a fraction of that. So there's no additional money, right? Okay, that's one example. Banyak lagi, ya? Next. Okay, almost last. So who is this guy? Faizal talk about AI, this and that. Nothing new. We are very, of course, we are part of SUSNET since last year. So we've just got this award last year with Okano, right? This event. Next. In terms of AI implementation in the world, under AIM Research, we are as a seasoned vendors because this is like Gartner reports, but for data, it goes via AIM Research as our prima quadrant, right? Next. And even the analyst review, we are considered as a seasoned player like this. So just to show that I'm not just talking about concept, I'm the real guy doing this business, data business, proven, right? Okay, next. Yeah, we just won Peacock Award last year. Hopefully I will win more, proving how AI actually solve our aviation industry. think we worked together with civil aviation and post aviation on this. It was a great project and it was identified as a real AI project through BCom last year. Next, these are all our engagements. Yeah, the goods are floating on there. Okay, next, almost finished. This is our recognition. Last, next. Okay, this one, closing message. Dr. Abupat, all AI in education is not about technology. It's about shaping citizen, leaders, and societies capable of sustaining the planet. This is close to my heart. Question now is, should we use AI? That's not the right question. The right question is, what kind of future are we being trained for? That's all. So I think it's true. So that's all from me. Kalau tak ada apa-apa, I pass it back to Dr. Noor. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr.
Ladies and gentlemen, you probably do not know who Faizal is. Dia adalah anak watan Malaysia, the first in the world representing Malaysia and the only Malaysian product that win the hearts of the other competitors. And you might not know him because a lot of people who are in technology are not seen in front. But what did his technology or his company technology do for the aviation industry? The whole of the global aviation industry, the technology is done by Malaysian company. Give him a round of applause because you do not know that Malaysia has the people, has the technology, and has played a global platform for industries which you did not know that Malaysia lead the AI in the aviation industry, which beats all the other international companies you can think of. So please be proud of our leaders, and that is why these are the people who's going to lead you to the world. If you think no other people can lead you, you look at all these speakers, they are the leader that can lead you because they're not only having the brain, like what Dr. Hasni said, they have the hardware. The hardware will bring and connect you to people and planet. And that is what our team of our conference, AI for education, for people and planet. Alright, please take note on why we bring such leaders. We don't bring such leaders because they are just leaders. They are global leaders. Alright, next. Someone, like Daniel, Dr. Daniel. You can see him as a person of the same age, right? You see him and me at the same age? Nampak kan? Dia tua ke saya tua? He is the guy in 1996 when I was involved with the Malaysian project called Multimedia Super Corridor. The agency is called MDC, Multimedia Development Corporation. Now it's called MDEC. We crafted the MSc status for companies to come and provide the right knowledge workers, the right technology, the right talent to lead Malaysia. And that's why you see the MSc logo is a launching pad. But did we launch? Or it's just a logo? But what I'm trying to say here, Daniel that time was representing Sun Microsystem, a company that was well known for technology and digital. Daniel's company was the first MSc status company. And that's why I said, siapa tua, saya ke dia? And he was proud to be given the first MSc status company in Cyberjaya And that is why, until now, he is the first person who understood what it takes to build human talent. So I give you this clause, Daniel. We know that you cannot bullshit us, alright? But now is how does AI become human? That's what you're going to say.
Thank you, Dr. Noor. Selamat tengah hari. Firstly, you must be confused that I keep jumping up and down the stage so many times because I think after 40 years of corporate shackles, now I've set up my own company called Omni Integral. Dr. Noor is my mentor, my good friend. Of course, the right answer of who is older is me, but she is prettier, right? Anyway, I first want to apologize for what I'm going to say. How many educators are here in the audience? Educators? So, let me first apologize that some of the views that I'm going to share is going to be derogatory. Right? It is actually a summation of visiting the Ministry of Digital in Indonesia, Ibu Mutia, where a lot of these ideas came about. Talking to the Ministry of Education in Singapore, and also learning from all our experts here on stage. Firstly, I think we have a chance with AI today to not just involute our learning experience, but to revolutionize. Because why? Simply, this is the first technology that we are facing that can make decisions. All technology before this is just to progress efficiency, effectiveness, business transformation. What is it? Well, use this software. It's going to cut down the number of processes that you have by integrating. It is not making decisions. You are making decisions. So with that in mind, do you think we need to look at how we revolutionize education? My topic is really talking about AI for education, a sustainable future of learning. And I thank my two panelists here, Faisal and Anta, for laying the foundation of what is AI. My pitch is a little bit different. How do we humanize AI? Without humanizing AI, it's just another technology, right? So I always like to start with the end in mind. Can I have the next slide, please? Play this, please, the video.
So our medical team can provide you with the best care. This comprehensive intake will take about 30 to 45 minutes.
I got a headache.
Thank you for letting me know. To access your medical record and provide the best care, do you have a healthcare ID number or phone number associated with your account? Thanks for that information. We'll proceed as a first-time visit.
I think we can stop that now.
Has anyone measured your vital signs yet today?
Can we stop the video?
Blood pressure, temperature, or heart rate?
No.
Can we stop the video, please? Thank you.
Got it.
So, this is an example not of tomorrow, but of now. So, working with SOVA, working with Baliola, we are trying to bring solutions to bear. And what is this? This is basically an interface between a human being and the data that is behind it, which forms the brain, in our most natural language. If you are in AI, you will know there is large language model that you can speak to. And Bahasa Malaysia, I'm glad to announce, is one of them. So, the jumping up and down of the stage is because I represent many companies, one of which is Kraf, which provided this solution. And we look to this kind of platform to provide education to students. Let me start my root part of the presentation, if we can go to the next one. So when we kind of look at evolution, it is moving from one stage to the other in normal succession. Then you have involution, when you look at internally, how do we make certain process better? It doesn't bring in new ideas, it's just making it better. Now I think the stage is set for revolution. How do we use AI as a technology to change our concept of education? Right? Today, what do? We send 8-year-old kids to school, to standard 1, or 7-year-old kids. Why? And we question them. I think many a times, if we can move to the next slide, the whole thing is evolving from what we call industrial revolution, where kids, like colored balls, are put in the same canister because of the same age. Ask ourselves, do we grow up in the same family? Are we born with the same cognitive ability? Do we eat the same food, which the kitchen in Indonesia is trying to provide? Because Pak Prabowo, the president of Indonesia, said in a very public international interview, how can my people be clever if they are hungry? So the kitchen concept came from the simple idea of providing food to children so that their minds are nourished and they can think better. So back to my question, do you think all 8 years old think the same way, brought up the same way? And the solid answer is no. Now, do we have a technology today to ascertain where you are at? How do you learn? Do you learn by playing games? Do you learn by creating pantun? Do you learn by watching TV series? Human beings are tasked to be creative and different. So we have to detect that. Can AI detect that today? Absolutely. Next slide, please. So when you kind of look at standardization, which is what our system is today, we need to look at personalization. And I'm not talking about customization. Because customization says, let's translate this curriculum into Bahasa Malaysia. Let's customizing to this country. Personalization is personalizing to how you learn. Right? I always love to tell this story coming from what we shared with Minister Ibu Mutia in Indonesia, where we had a chat. When I was there last December, it was 2 weeks after a protest in Jakarta. And Ibu was very candid and asked me, why do you think the protest is? I said, well, the newspaper said it is because of the raise of school fees. And she said, you said the newspaper said, is that what you believe? I said, no. And there ensues a much longer conversation where I said, imagine a boy in Bali who is very clever, like Paputu, and he's been given a place in Gajah Mada University in Jakarta. What happens? The poor parents who sell bakso is now to unearth the 15 years of savings to send the son, qualified son, to the university, pay school fees, which is rightfully so, but he also needs to pay rental, transport, and what does the parents lose? A son to help them with the bakso store. So that's what they're protesting against, not just the raising of the fees. And here comes a derogatory question. Do you think all the 550 professors in Gajah Mada University knows everything about everything? Absolutely not. Thank you. From the head of Talent Corp, if she's nodding, I'm on the right track. Right? So when you kind of look at that, the parents lose the family bond, the community loses the community bond. He's punished to go to a place that he's not familiar with, eat food that's not cooked by his mother, and pay rent for something that's not his home. That's what they're protesting against. So if you kind of revolutionize the thinking, what's the end in mind? The end in mind is really to acquire knowledge. Can we today acquire knowledge by not going to university? Yes. Could we have a digital teacher like what you saw as the digital healthcare person who actually have the whole library of Alexandria at the beck and call to talk to you or play games with you or create pantun with you so that you learn better? So that's what I'm advocating in the new world of learning. Besides let's contain it between 2 to 3, is physics class, so if you want to learn physics, is this professor who doesn't know everything about physics, that you're contained in a classroom 2 to 3, if you're falling asleep because you had a long night, well, tough. That is the classroom that you have to be in. Next, please. Sure. 1 minute. Next. A lot of slides. So, sustainability in learning, that's the boy in Sekinjan. Human element, okay. Never mind, I'll just tell stories. So, firstly, I was going to escape when she said we are experts. We're not experts, we're still learning. It is just sharing experience. So going back to this, I think the last point I want to make is, I think there's a huge confusion between education and training. Education is to teach you how to build the next TikTok. Training is to teach you how to use it. And I think a lot of tertiary education today is teaching you how to use TikTok. So the boundaries between how you acquire skills and how do you acquire knowledge has to be more pronounced. I think SUSNET provides a lot of training, and that is skills, assessment. But I am also honored to be the first chairman of the CEO circle of SUSNET, which I try tomorrow, we will all sit together to come up with ideas to progress sustainability, not to teach you how to do sustainability. So that's the difference I want to draw. So last but not least, and Dr. No is looking at me with very stern eyes and saying, Daniel, shut up, sit down. It's really a question that I put to all of you. Do you want to be in a position to lead the revolution of, in this case, education, healthcare, waste management? Dr. No talked about ESG, personal ESG. Do we know what that is? How do we track that in the progress of sustainability from self to community to corporate? That we can actually advance the whole agenda of sustainability, not just because it is printed on a poster, but it is printed in our hearts and minds. So with that, I thank you very much. Hopefully this is valuable, and she's going to ask questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I think, I'm trying to be more timely because we are also running behind by 10 minutes, already ahead, sorry. So, I only have one question each and one of you. So, try to make it as candid as possible. My first question is to Pak Anta. The life cycle problem. Life cycle. AI drives a faster cycle of hardware obsolescence. How can schools manage the e-waste generated by the constant need for more powerful devices to run these new models when we talk about e-waste? Right? So the life cycle problem. How can AI drive faster cycle of hardware obsolescence to generate e-waste? Tough?
It's pretty tough. It's basically, I don't know the exact answer for that. It's very technical question. So if you're talking about the e-waste for every single devices that we use for AI, and AI is still it's not immature enough. The industry is still infant. And including, there was a new technology in Indonesia, we call it teknologi terbaru. We call it a new technology. There is blockchain and AI. So both of these technologies are new, and this is infant industry. So basically, the movement and the development of new devices will be happening. We will change the devices a lot. But the one thing is we need to understand, even though it's efficient, there's also potential to be exploitations of all of the resources that we have. This is like, it's a two-sided coin. when we do advancement of our technology, that means that another side is the what I call it, the exploitations of resources will be happening. So this is like a certainty. So we need to create the mechanisms that it can balance it. It can create it. No, I cannot use balance. I don't know, will be hate me. We use harmony. We need to harmonize it when we do it for innovation and when we do mass adoption. So in that time, to create the mechanisms to know how we can like circular mechanisms to make sure that this e-waste is not protected. We need to know what we are doing now. Which part of education, which part of role or job that AI can be doing now. Because for a lot of adoption of AI, it's kind of imaginary for us. So it's need to be sure what is it proposed, what is it supposed to be, and yeah, I think it's like it's need to be thorough what we want to do.
Thank you, thank you. Next to Faisal. Should education institution include environmental footprint as a mandatory metric when selecting AI vendors?
You can answer using ChatGPT, but then it will be cliche. The answer to that, Dr. Noor, is definitely yes and a must, because sustainability is the new growth. Even we as business players, right, I don't take growth as another indicator. I look at sustainability as the new growth, because that's the real thing. So, to have that at this stage, it must be inculcated from the grassroots level. Means the education system need to be revamped fully. Why I say this? Because we are creating too many memorizers. We are not creating a lot of thinkers, visionaries, leaders who dare to go into beyond whatever is being created. That's the kind of new breed I'm looking at. So whoever that stays here, right, I always keep it as business as usual. When I look at the young ones, that is our greatest future, and education must have that sustainability as a compulsory thing. That's from me, Dr. Noor. Back to you.
Thank you, Faisal. The last question, Daniel. I hope this is a tough one for you. Cultural preservation. Most AI models are trained on Western-centric data sets. How do we ensure AI in education doesn't erase indigenous knowledge or local languages and cultures?
Well, we all have to contribute. Let me tell you a short story. Many people think that we will see a scene of Terminator walking down the road and shooting everyone and destroy humanity. Let me have a different view. Humanity will destroy humanity because of what we learn. And what we learn in the age of AI is what AI tells us what truth is. Now, to your question, Dr. Noor, if the content is very biased towards a race, a religion, a civilization, it would remain biased. And we who suffers from that shouldn't complain, because we have a chance to contribute and we didn't. Imagine this as a ampangan, as a reservoir where the water keeps flowing from the river. And now that river is contaminated by content created artificially, and the percentage of that is increasing daily because AI creates much faster than human beings. Okay? So with that, you're going to have fake news creating more fake news. So, long answer, here's the short one. if we do not take charge of our future by contributing content to it, if we do not revolutionize the way we think and we educate and we train and we acquire knowledge, then God bless us that our future is not going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to save us, is to prevent ourselves from ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of applause to all our panels. So please give them a really, really big applause because they come all the way from Indonesia, from Singapore, of course from Malaysia itself, Kuching, and his traveler also. So I'm indeed honored to host them, and I told them that this is not going to be an easy subject because AI is not to make our life easy. AI is to facilitate our life to become a better person. So with that, thank you very much, and I pass it back to MC.
Thank you, Dr. Noor. So thank you so much to our moderator and panelists for truly engaging and insightful discussion. Please stay on stage as we will now proceed with the token of appreciation. And may I kindly invite Puan Haja Mahmuran onto the stage to present certificates and tokens of appreciation to our esteemed panelists, accompanied by Dr. Noor and Dr. Norhan.